Greetings, I'm the Brewmaster Man. How's everyone doing today? Good, I hope. Alright, today we're continuing on with the Pokemon quiz and ranking. The ranking's the reason it's taking so long, to be honest. The ranking and hot slash cold slash lukewarm takes on Pokemon. Alright. Let's continue. Oh, dark theme. Okay. Missing it. I've not actually done the EVs yet, have I? Oh, I have done. Okay. Hissing Poke. Oh, the Hissing Poke. On. Drop. Oh, okay. Teddiursa. Teddiursa. Aesthetic. 5. It's cute, but it's just a Pokemonified bear. At this point, kind of like it is something a bit more than just a moon on its head and sucking its paw to be like a more than just an average design, you know. Battle 2. I can't remember it being anything useful in battle ever. Lore-wise, have anything beyond being a bear? Or that's just kind of like it. That's some bias in there, but you know, it's just a bear. There's some moon stuff in there, you know. There's that. Ursaring, aesthetic, or fine, but I'll do opinion afterwards for them all. I don't know, it's just I think Ursaring, it suffers from some of the worst parts of Johto design. Of just like, let's just make this part like just, I think the shoulders. It's that texture and depth on a sprite, but when it's in like the full artwork and out of the original sprites, it can look a bit just tassely. And there's a reason why, you know, outside of certain genres of music, lots of tassels didn't really catch on. Battle 5. I mean, it's fine. It suffers from power creep, early genitis, Ursaring, especially since you know, Gen 1 usually have a bit more stuff. This is me saying this. Don't take it as my authority on Pokemon. This is my opinion. Lore-wise, same 4. The bear with some connection to. I mean, even the moon connection technically gone a bit, but. Alright. Teddiursa, opinion is 6. Ursaring 4. Ursaring itself, I'm just not a big fan of. Ursaluna, however. Yeah. Ursaluna, aesthetic 6. It makes the tassels work as part of the design, but it's still a bit big and bloated. I like the Pokemon, but it's just very round and it's just kind of bear plus. Battle 7. Ursaluna's pretty good in battle. Lore-wise, 6. It adds more stuff to it. You know, it's not just a bear. Opinion on it is probably a 7. Blood Moon. What are we up to? Blood Moon Ursaluna. Aesthetic is 8. Yes, it's point from the mud covering it strategically, but also like the colour scheme and it's standing up and being kind of shambling. That's quite fun. Battle 8. I don't know if it's actually better than the original. I don't know, actually. I've never actually used it in battle, I just realised. Yeah, from beyond a move. I've never really used Blood Moon Ursaluna in combat, and I've only used Ursaluna in combat in Arceus. Yeah, Resonant actually use them in battle, so actually in mainline games. So this part can be flip them around then. Give Ursaluna the 8. And Blood Moon. Lore wise, 8 for Blood Moon Ursaluna, to be fair. It's got, I mean, Ursaluna has like more to it than thing, but it still is just a bear. There's always the peat stuff and that kind of stuff added in there. But Blood Moon, with the whole swimming in its way across the ocean, it's been, well, swimming to Takami and that stuff, but Takami? Yeah. Opinion 8 for Blood Moon. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Right. What type of things should I get out the way? That's the question. Am I missing any evolutions? Is there a Pokemon I'm missing evolutions of? Bum bum ba bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba ba bum bum. Ba ba. I'm trying to remember what Hisuian Pokemon have a variant in. Those are always the ones that throw me up. Throw me up, should I say? Oh, while we're thinking of that, let's do Kricketot, Kricketune. Kricketot, aesthetic. 5 is fine. Kricketune aesthetic, probably 4. It's just a bit generic bug, you know what I mean? Battle, Kricketot 2, Kricketune 4. Lore wise, 3 for both of them. Oh wow, it's a bug that makes music, almost like a lot of actual bugs. Like, you know, like the whole thing with crickets is like, oh, they make music. It's just there's not really anything with them. They've got a mustache because a conductor. That's not enough to get more points in lore. Opinion on them, 3. I hadn't really thought about them. Like, when people were that excited about the Deli Welly Whoop in Arceus, and they're like, going, oh yeah! And I was like, yeah, and? Wow. It's like, in those the types of films that kind of survive off cameos, and like, you expect that cameo to go in and everyone's like, yeah! And I'm like, yeah, I didn't really care about the thing in the first place, though, so. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Else is Hisuian. I think through now the Titan, the Ride Pokemon. I think I forgot all the Ride Pokemon. I think I might do, because the climbing, flying. All the bosses you fight. Is Cleavor, Electrode, like the Iconine. Maybe? Like that. What else is it added? Oh, it's the... No, there's not farms. I know what one of them is for sure, but I can't remember what the others, 6 are. Is there something else? Well, let's just do the Novan floaty buys. Alright, so Landorus, Tornadus, Thunderous. Thunderous I find trouble spelling. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna bring these pictures up because of the thingy farms. I know it is Namarus as well, but I'm been after it from the ones. Alright, so let's start with Landorus aesthetically. Start with the floaty farms first. Cloud ones. Aesthetic 3. I just don't like how it looks. It's just... I understand what they're going for, but it's just a pimply man with in a cloud in your tail. Like, I understand what they're going for, but I don't think it looks good. It's the same feel to be honest. I don't like how they look. It's just, oh, muscly man with weird colour skin and like, some kind of skin disease. People have to learn that you can't just make a jacked old man and then leave it at that. You need more to it than that, They look like Dragon Ball Z characters. Oh, it's an alien. You can tell it's just a human with different colour skin. It's just... they look like kind of antagonists of mental characters who appear in one arc in like a fighting manga. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean they look good. I'm talking about these. I'm not talking about the original designs. I'm talking about this iteration of the designs. Bum, bum, ba, da, bum. Bum, bum, ba, da, bum. And yes, I am trying to judge them basically just off the official art rather than going off in-game models. They do like what they're based on, but like a worse version of what they're based on. If you get a 4-year-old to draw a picture of like the Sistine Chapel, you might be able to tell it's Sistine Chapel, but it's not. It's going to look worse than Sistine Chapel. Kensuke Morizaki do a bit of quite a bit of heavy lifting on the design of them, and the art, but they still, I don't like the designs. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, a cloud of an old man with skin disease, and then a tail for each of them. Alright. The one Landorus is... Oh yeah, I need to do battle, don't I? Landorus is actually really quite good in battle, or was at least. I don't know if it still is. I know it was basically invaluable. bom. Yeah. Is Therian the floating or the ground-based one? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. I mean, 6. For, Honduras. A 6 for all of them, to be honest. Like, they're decent, but I can't remember them being that good in battle. The floaty ones, compared to all the things that are available. If you want, if you want electricity, you've got Zekrom in the same game. If you want ground, you've got Garchomp. And Garchomp's just better than the floaty one, because it's Garchomp. Then you got Rayquaza, that's just a better flying type. You know. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, I'm not a competitive guy. I think lore-wise they are all 8. Because the lore is fantastic. Unfortunately, the rest of it doesn't live up. Alright, let's do the animal forms. Therian. I like it's a tiger. I don't like its facial expression in the main one. Just angrily smug or confused. It looks like a facial expression is on a mad old prospector in like an old western. 5. I don't like the mustache, beak, facial hair thing. It just looks a bit bizarre. Yeah, so 5 for that. Battle-wise, it was pretty good, so I'll put it 7. And then lore-wise, it loses the Jin aspect, but it has then the wasn't it the ones around the east, west, north? Yeah. But I mean, it still keeps the 8 because it loses one thing but gains another one. Right, okay, Tornadus. The colours aren't exactly the best, but there's one big thing on Tornadus' design which stops me from appreciating it at all. I'm not going to say what it is, but take a look at a picture of Therian form Tornadus and you'll know what it is. I mean, that coupled with also the I mean, the design of his torso isn't good. Especially, what was Ken Sugimori doing? Maybe it's a muscle, but it looks like something else as well. It's just like such a bizarre kind of fucking. Yeah. 4. If it didn't have the chest it does and the red gem in the location it does, it'd be higher. But those just drag the design down for me. Thunderous. I mean, something they're going for with like that, but his belly button crystal is weird. But it's probably a 5. It's ugly. But it is. Bum, bum, bum. Battle-wise, it's probably a 6, to be fair, for the other one too. Lore, all 8s. My opinion on them is probably all a 4, just a blanket 4. I forget they exist when I'm, Ba-da-bum, bum, bum, bum. Right, let's do Namarus now. Alright. Alright, the standard. I think it has something over the others in a way, judging by the fact that it's not got the same body shape as the others. I like how its tail is more of a part of it rather than tail just being there. Like some of the others, it feels like you could lose the tail, and it wouldn't change that much. It's more only with the spikes on its head. Tail, I think Enamoris is actually a 4. I think aesthetically, the standard form of incarnate form of Enamoris, I prefer it to the other ones. It's Therian form though, I'd say looks worse. So that's a 3. So it trades. Battle 6, and then Law 8. And my opinion is probably a 4 as well. The Pokemon that exist. Alright. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. Do you know what? Let's do the Togepi line. Togepi, aesthetic. 4. It's another one where I feel like lots of Gen 3 Pokemon, Gen 1 Pokemon, lots of Gen 1 Pokemon kind of got that redraw for some of their art because of Fire Red, Leaf Green. And I feel like some Gen 2 Pokemon deserved that and didn't quite get it. And then by then nostalgia kind of kicked in and kind of stayed the same by the time they get redraws. I think Togepi's, it's fine, but it's kind of just a bit plain and boring in design. I understand why, but it's just some weird shape sticking out of an egg. I think also due to the fact that the evolution line can't decide what it wants to be. Feels like they just added that in afterwards. Okay. Battle 1. I enjoy Metronome. I think it's funny. I wouldn't actually pick it seriously. Lore-wise, 5. It's alright. It's the first egg Pokemon introduced, which is kind of cool, and it's a Pokemon made to introduce egg-wise, and then there's the kind of like magic fairy stuff, but that's kind of just it. Opinion 6. I kind of like Togepi, but it's not all there. Togetic. Aesthetically, it's so Gen 2. I do think has it been subtly redesigned with the art? Light redesign, shape-wise. Its eyes have been redesigned. The colour in the eyes actually massively helps the design. Without the kind of a bit of brown in its eyes, that wasn't there in the original seemingly. Was it? I don't think it was. Some of the earlier stuff, I know it's basically anime in there. I mean, look at Gen 2 art. Yeah, no, it didn't. It was just... Bom, 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 bom. It's the plain black eyes just make it soulless looking. Yeah, so aesthetic 6. I think it would be 4. No, it's a 5. It's a 5. The eyes can't help that much, but I think just originally it would have been a 4 if it went off the original design, or maybe even Battle 4. It would have been lower before Kalos, but adding the fairy type massively paid off here. Lore wise, 5 still. Opinion 5. I think it looks better, but it's still kind of like forgettable. And Togekiss. Aesthetic 6. I like it how it looks better than Togetic, but you know, it's just a weird kind of like pseudo bird fairy thing. Yeah. Battle wise, 6. Does Cynthia have one? Yeah. But these are basically all the fairy types I'd use over it. Yeah. Lore wise, I mean 5. It doesn't really have anything extra to it as Togekiss. Opinion on it though, it's probably 6 to be honest. The stream might get to the halfway point. Oh, when we're doing the Geography of the Week, we didn't do Rivard and Houndstone. Bom, ba, da, bom. Okay. I think aesthetically I have to look at the picture of him. Five. Elements I like there, but just Ghost Dog, Candle, and then Tombstone. 5. I think Houndstone is actually 4. Eh? I just know what they're going for and why the kind of candle is there and then the Tombstone is there. But to me, those are the worst parts of the designs. Candle and the gravestone, especially the gravestone, it looks like it's just plonked on top of it. It's just a bit jarring with the rest of the design. You've already got the skeletal kind of sum up the. Battle. Three and 5. I think Houndstone was decent. It wasn't amazing. Lore wise, 4. Both of them. They're just dead dogs. Wow. Opinion on them, 4. I might have a higher opinion on them if they weren't constantly on the route and the hitboxes of them interrupting you for battles every time you're going anywhere in that on the mountain in Paldea. Right. That was loud. I think you through the microphone, but okay. Ba-da-bum-bum. Let's go through and try and do every gym leader's Pokemon in Gen 1 to remember how it works. I've already done Geodude, I've already done Onyx. Yes. As for Misty, I've already got. I think we've got hers, haven't I? As well. Lieutenant Suraj. Raichu, Pikachu, Electabuzz. I don't mind that, yeah. Who's next? Erica? Alright then, let's do Oddish. Oddish, aesthetic 3. It's well executed, but it is just a blue ball with legs and then grass for a head. Battle-wise, 2. Lore-wise, in the past, I've been more generous with it. It's a 4, maybe. No, it's a 3. It's a 3. It's just based around the idea of plants moving around, which is a common thing in fairy stories, but it's not all that, is it? The other thing I found Oddish as well, because I remember not knowing where to catch them. Gen 1. Opinion on it, probably 3. I'm not a big fan of Oddish. Oddish. Gloom. This is an Oddish which has realised what it is and is suitably depressed. Aesthetically though, I think it's a 5, I think. Actually give it 6. I think Gloom's down pretty good, I'm good. Battle-wise, 3. Lore, 3. Opinion, 5. Vileplume. Aesthetic, 4. I don't like the balance of the flower and the Pokemon. Gloom balances it out better. The colour scheme works quite well, but also it having a more Gloom having a more defined face works and balances the design. So it's not just design and then we've got to put a body on it. Battle-wise, I'll give it a 5. Petal Storm, Vileplume. And our powder moves. Lore-wise, 3. Opinion on it is actually 3. I didn't think about this until just now, but I do think genuinely the fact that Gloom has a more interesting face than the other two makes it so much better. Bellossom. Bellossom's another one of those ones like they had an idea for Pokemon, it feels like, and then like, well, that was a flower Pokemon, so why don't we just lump it in with them, because they had flowers in the head. This is flowers as well. It feels completely disconnected beyond the fact it's, a Pokemon with flowers on its head. It doesn't feel connected at all, but at the same time it looks better for that. I'd say 6, same as Gloom. Battle-wise, 5. I don't think it was that good, but it's a fully whole Pokemon at least. It's going to be alright stats. Lore, 4 for the stone and the evolution stuff. I always remember because of that. Opinion on Blossom, it's probably a 5 as well. It's fine. I remember the plush, you could turn it upside down, it looks like a cup shape. Because of the kind of the grass skirt. So it kind of looked like a chalice. Yeah. I can't remember. Let's do Bellsprout. Bellsprout. Aesthetic. Now. It's a 2. I understand what they're going for, but he's not a very pleasing Pokemon to look at, is it? Yeah. Battle 2. Lore-wise, you do have Bellsprout Tower. So it does have a 5, because it's got an entire area to it, despite the fact... It's a 6, actually. Maybe even... Is it even higher? I don't know. Having Bellsprout Tower and that could just kind of really work in its favour. 6. 6, call it there. Its tower makes up for its lack of other things beyond, just obviously being a pitcher plant. Opinion on it is probably a 4. Weeping Bell. Aesthetic. Doesn't look any better. It's a 3 actually, because it's. I don't like the. I understand what it's going for with Oddish. I mean Bellsprout, but I don't like the body of it. It's just like. Yeah. Battle 3. I'm not going to use it. Law. It doesn't have Bellsprout Tower, so it's got a 4. It's just a pitch plant with eyes. Opinion on it, 4. Victory Bell. Aesthetic. I think it goes up to 5. The use of kind of the tail to cover its mouth works quite well, I think. Battle 4. I can't remember it doing anything in battle or being any use whatsoever. Lore-wise, 4. Opinion 5. I can't remember using it in battle, but yeah. Obviously we've done Tangler already. What's next? Sabrina. I mean, Abra's basically the only psychic type Pokemon in Gen 1 anyway, isn't it? So. Yeah, I think that's also pretty easy, right? Just Slowpoke line, Abra. She might use a Venomoth. I don't know if she uses Jinx or not. Because there's not that many psychic type Pokemon in Gen 1. I think that's it. I don't know if I'm correct there. Koga. Not really Koga's Pokemon. Ekans line, Weezing line, Grimer line. Oh, we've not got Zubat. Zubat. Aesthetic Zubat 6. Battle wise 2. Law 3. It's just a bat. Opinion on it 7. I like Zubat. Unfortunately, it's just a bat. The only reason it doesn't have 1 is because they're kind of like, you know, it's like, oh, it's a vampire bat, so it doesn't get any points for having sharp teeth. But the whole blind as a bat thing is at least a novelty. Golbat. Now. Four. I don't like his big stupid mouth. Battle 3. I don't remember Golbat being that good in battle. I remember trying to use it and then getting hit with a rock move and it being dead. Law 3. No, 2. It's not even got the blind as a bat thing anymore. It's just a bat with a big mouth. Opinion on it is probably a 5, to be honest. I'm rather lukewarm on Golbat. I'm not a fan of Golbat. Crobat. Look at it. 6. I wish it was a bit more of the same shade as the other 2. I know it's just the wings and the wings changing colour with the body. I wish it kept the blue and they kept the purple on the wings. Just because that's what would already been done with Zubat. I feel the change is... If it would all been purple from the start, that would have been fine. I think the reason why that wasn't done is I've got a feeling Zubat originally was purple with blue wings and they changed it because too many other Pokemon in Gen 1 were purple. That's my conspiracy theory for Gen 1. And that's why... and then Crobat went, we'll make it purple. Crobat, 6. Battle-wise, pretty decent. But it's more of a gimmick, tricksy Pokemon than being... Law 4. Levels up with Friendship, but it's still just kind of just a bat. Opinion on Crobat? It's a 7. I like it. Oh, let's finish off the other bat then. Woobat, Swoobat. Okay. Okay, Woobat. If I believed it was a Cyclopean Pokemon, when I first saw it, I was like going like, oh, that's cool. I was like going like, I would be relatively high up. I'll say that now. But I'm aware of the fact now, that's not its eye, and that's its nose. And as such, I cannot give it that high, I think. I'm stuck looking at it going, it's kind of less obvious in some 3D games, to be honest. But in artwork, you can see, you know, the kind of fluffy bits of where its eyes are. You know, it's... No, and it just ruins the design for me. So, aesthetic, 3. A Woobat. I just don't like how it looks. It would have been like a 6 if it had, if that was its eye, but it's not. It's a big stupid nose, so it's got 3. Battle, 2. I remember it just being rubbish. I know it's psychic type, isn't it? But it just wasn't that good. 2, lore-wise, I mean, it just feels like you needed a Pokemon to fulfill the niche of Zubat. And so, oh, why not make it psychic instead of poison as a reversal on it? But it's just... And over just a lot of filler Pokemon. Like Hoenn, as I said in another stream, Hoenn intended to be a fresh start with all new Pokemon. But there reached a certain point was like, do you know what? Maybe I can't... Why are we doing all this and just filling all these niches when we already have Pokemon to fill them? Which is why the Pokemon in Hoenn, as the game goes on, less new Pokemon appear and older Pokemon come back. Although there are some that fill the same niche, you know, like the Wurmple line and, you know, Caterpie and stuff, and the ones that fill the same niche, but I feel they feel different enough. Whereas by the time it comes to Nova, you're filling niches which you're only filling because you've decided to not use older Pokemon in the game. I think Woobat's one of those ones, and it's we need a bat or we need something for a cave. Let's do a bat. We've already done a bat, yeah, but we do all new Pokemon. It's fine. I think Woobat is just bad. Lore-wise, it's kind of a bit vampire bat-ish already and stuff. I mean, Battle is 2, mate. They've got their own cave basically, and that's about it. 3. Might be more thought into it than Zubat, but I just can't, you know. Opinion 2. Swoobat. Aesthetic 1. The 1 point is from how fluffy its neck, the bit around its neck looks, and that's it. I don't like how its ears are conjoined. I don't like how its tail's all twisted up. I know what it's meant to be, but it looks bad. If you got rid of its head and its tail, it'd be a better Pokemon. Yeah. Battle 4. We're being pretty poor. Then lore-wise, it's 3. Opinion 1. Not 0. I forget it exists. If I want to remember reminded by bat Pokemon, it exists. Alright. Is that Alkoga's Pokemon? It might be. Blaine. Ponytax Arcanine Magma. Yeah, I think that is. Then Giovanni. Ground type. Oh, that's one not done yet. Nidoran. Alright, Nidoran male doesn't look as good as Nidoran female. Kensumi's artwork makes it look decent, but in every other appearance it doesn't look as good. Nidra male is probably if it's based off Ken Sugimori, I'd say it's a 4 or maybe a 5, but that's the thing. Based on all appearances, it's a 4, and then the female is a 5. I like the horn on 4, but I think the colour just work best in Ken Sugimori's. I don't like the other shades of pink it is. It's not pink and purple. If it had the same colour as Ken Sugimori's artwork, I'd like it more aesthetically, but it just doesn't in any other appearance. Either the weird desaturation they do in the 3D games, which I'm not a big fan of. Yeah. Nidorina. Let's type in Nidorina. Just a bigger one. It is just a bigger Nidoran female. Slightly different colour. Bom bom bom. Aesthetic 5. It's just like generic monster. Do we know? I think it might be no, I just don't like the spikiness of it. Crap. And the colours isn't quite as good as Grand Male's colour. Aesthetic, probably 3. Oh, Battle for Nidoran is a 2. Nidorina, 3. And then Law. Nidorino 3 as well. Law. Just a poison thing? I can't remember what animal it's supposed to be. Obviously it'd be a mixture of multiple ones, but they're just some kind of generic monster kind of way. Oh. Yeah, exactly. It's like some hedgehog monster thing. A touch of rhino in there, but lore-wise, 3. They just poison. That's it. And also, I still think they should have redone the decks in Gen 2 to make them the same Pokemon with a branching evolution. The fact that you got those, but then like the 2 versions of all the Pokemon, it's just going by the logic of Nidoran, that it means that a certain pig Pokemon from Paldea should have been differently named male and female. I know there's different routes beyond it and stuff, but it just kind of like feels, I just know what they're going for, but it just annoys me. Opinion on them is probably a 3, to be honest. 3 on the Nidoran male line, 4 on the female line. And now Queen and King. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put go in. Alright. Nidoking. Appearance 4. It's just kind of like a, let's say, spiky monster. It's another one of the cases where it looks good in Ken Sugimori's artwork, But the fact that the anime artwork, if it exists, mean it can't be that high. So yeah, give it the same as that. 4 aesthetic. I remember it used to be actually quite decent in battle. It felt really good in battle in Gen 1. I feel like since Gen 1, it's dropped off and not been that great. Don't know how true that is, but that's just a feeling I've got. Is that the case? Is it actually just a bit past Gen 1, it's kind of like just useless? Yeah. Does it? Do Nidoking and Nidoqueen have any kind of stat differences of like one being special focused, one being physical focused? Because yeah, I feel like there's just always more poison Pokemon that are more useful, or more ground types that are useful. Oh. Alright, Nidoqueen. Aesthetic 5. No, actually it's a 4. Because I don't like how they're just gonna go like, look, you can tell it's female because we're gonna highlight the breast area. If Nidoqueen had the full kind of solid chest of Nidoking, it probably higher, but doesn't, does it? Nope. This weird hedgehog, mouse, rhino thing. Battle for both of them will be a 4. You can learn Earthquake, and that's what gives them that extra point for being 3. Lore-wise 3. Use Moonstone. Yeah, but anything they couldn't figure out how to evolve it in Moonstone in Gen. Pinion probably keeps up the same as from previous 04. What's all G1's Pokemon? I can't even remember. Bom 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 bom. You realise how rare some types are in Gen 1. Like fighting types. It's just basically the Hitmons and Machamp line, right? Bom bom bom. Let's do Pidgey, why not? Pidgey, the Pokemon that you always tell if someone's been a Pokemon fan because they can spell pigeon with a J. Or is it a D? With a D, that's it. I said J as well, I said G. But yeah. I mean Pidgey, it's a bird. It's a bird is what it is. It looks nice enough though, but it says it's a 4. Battle wise 2. Lore wise 3. It's a bird, that's it. Opinion 4. The only thing is that when you're trying to type Pidgeotto do it in order is that Pidgeot will always be put in no matter what, even if you forgot it. I didn't forget it, but still. More aesthetic is added here. Aesthetic of Pidgeotto is 5, and then it's 6 for Pidgeot. Battle is a 3 and a 4. Pidgeot was good in Gen 1, but there's just better bird types. Well, flying types since then. Lore-wise, 3, they're just birds. Opinion is a 5 and a 6. I do like them better as they evolve, but it becomes more of the Pokemon it should be. And the Mega That looks pretty good. When you see art, you're like, why isn't that the normal art of it? So much more dynamic. I don't know if it's official art. Looks Sukimori. Bom dum ba da bom bom. I don't know if it's official or not. I know it's off model, but like, pose. I'm saying some King Sugimura poses are just like going like, how should we pose this bird? Well, it's either slightly diving or slightly flying. Even not that pose is a bit more. Just. Doesn't look good though. I think it's 7. I think it's an improvement. Battle wise, 6. Might actually be kind of good, but just 6. I feel like there are better flying types to use. Lore wise, 4. It mega evolves, yay. Now just a bigger bird. Opinion on it, 6. I don't have much of a connection to it. I like aesthetically the blue on the edge of its feathers on the wings, make it like, but aesthetic doesn't make all of the opinion. Probably responsible for a lot of the opinion, to be honest, but I'm just gonna try and fill out some more Gen 1. Yeah, why not? You say Rotato, I say Rotata. I'll Raticate as well. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Okay. It's a mouse that's purple. 3. Raticate. Oh, it's not even purple. 3. It's normal big mouse coloured. Mouse rat, you know. Alolan. He gets a 4 because I like the mustache. Well, to be fair though, it's not just the mustache. I mean, it's also the proportions are slightly different. But I like the tufts on its ears and tail, and the kind of the hint of the fact that it's not just in the shape of the stomach. It's got some kind of tuftiness there, which shows it's not just a shit like cartoon mouse, you know. Yeah, battle wise, 2, both of them. One's dark, wow. Eradicate, lore. I think it's 1. I think it's actually a 1. It's just a rat. At least I think the Alolan one gets a 3. Because you got the interesting thing of them being taken over there, being invasive species, and then change that. That kind of fun. Oh yeah, Alolan Raticate. Now, Pokemon that's ugly. I do kind of like the hamster effect and how big its cheeks are. Kind of funny is how it's just rounder. Don't like hat. But it loses the mustache, so it gets a 3. It should have kept the mustache. Battle wise, 3. They've got Hyper Fang, and that's it. Opinion on them. On the standard line, a 2. On the Alolan, a 3. I didn't realise how much I didn't like the Pokemon until just now. It's a learning experience for all of us. Alright, let's have a little go then at... Let's do Diglett. Diglett and Doug Trio. I mean, it's a simple, understated aesthetic. I can't give it more than a 4. Most of that 4 comes from the detail and the gravel around it. It's like you need an extra Pokemon. We need an extra Pokemon. And someone's playing Mario game and look at the hills in the background and went, hang on a second. We can just use that. What can that be? Well, at least we touch the ground at least. I don't know. A mole? Yeah, that's good enough. Do you reckon children have ever seen a mole? No, they've never seen a mole. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just go with that. It's funny. So Trio. The same. It's just more of the same Pokemon. You can't. There's another one there. You know? 4. There's no changes. It's not like adding a little one or anything. It's just there's just 3 of them. Battle wise, now Diglett's probably a 3, and Doug Trio I'd say is a 5, because of the fact that unless you've got a friend to trade for Golem, or you've trained up into Nidoking or Nidoqueen by that point, you need a Doug Trio to fight Lieutenant Surge. It feels like in those games, it's like, oh, it's one of those moments in Pokemon games where it feels like, oh, you just got found a way to cheat in the game when someone goes like, did you know the ground is immune to electric? It just feels incredible. I feel like Lieutenant Surge can do nothing against you. And I think that's just really fun. Before then, you've not really encountered immunities, have you? Maybe flying immune to ground? But yeah, I think you might have had, if you got a flying type and ground type move to try to use on you, you haven't really encountered that. But lore-wise, though, it's 3. It's just moles. If it didn't have the fact that you never saw the feet thing, and we'd never seen them in anything, it probably would be a 1. But that alone brings it to 3. Two, 3 for law. Bum 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 bum. Minion. Or opinion on it, Diglett 5 to Trio 4. Alolan Diglett. It's a different colour. Got a bit of hair on its head now. That doesn't add anything. It's still 4. It's the same Pokemon. Same stats. It's the same Pokemon. It's just got a bit of yellow on its head now. Same stats as the normal. Trio. I like the hair. This looks different. Alolan Doug Trio 5 aesthetically. The hair I like. It amuses me enough. Yeah. I mean, yes, it said basically. Oh, Diglett's just the normal. It's just 3, 4, and 5. It's the same Pokemon. Its hair and different colour isn't enough of a change. Alolan Doug Trio Battle. Is it Steel Ground is actually a fun type, or is it Electric? It's still probably a 5. Actually, probably put the Alolan ones at Lore 5 because it's the steel aspect to them, which is more interesting at least. But I mean, it's still a 5 in battle. The Alolan Trio, and then opinion on it, it's probably a 5. Something done with it at least. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Oh, have I not? Okay. Time for the jiggly line then. Oh no, I've already done that. I've already done that. What's in that slot? Huh. Is there something in the forest or? Bum bum bum. Ba-da-bum. Oh, I think I know what it is. Monkey, isn't it? Oh, that's down there. I thought Monkey was in the Pokédex. Okay. Monkey, aesthetically. I like how they changed one letter its name. I think Monkey aesthetically is like a... If you go with Kensugi Mori artwork, be a 7. If you go to anime, it'd be 5, so we'll round it and call it 6. In the anime, it should always look such a bit off model. Battle-wise, 3. I remember it's quite handy to have early on. In red, at least. I don't think you get it in blue, could you? Red exclusive. Don't realize, but... Law. Oh, it's a fighting monkey, but at least there's something to it. Primate. Aesthetically, I think it's not as good. I think it's a 5 aesthetically. Primate just doesn't look as good. They've added the things around its, wrists and ankles, but the lack of the tail and battle-wise, 4. I felt like you changed out Primate rather quickly in those games when you went against all the normal types and all the rock types. Lore-wise, 4. Angry Monkey. Opinion on them. Monkey is probably a 5. Primate, probably a 5 as well. Fun, but just that. And then we go to Annihilate. Can't spell it, but I can't spell. Yeah, I know I can't spell Annihilate. Can't spell Annihilate either, to be honest. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, but I agree with you. I do like how they changed one letter. Annihilate. I can... No, not autocorrect. Now, I know it's moaned about the primate, but just adding those. But I think Annihilate makes it work by adding the wisps, the ones being cracked around its fists, and like how it, yeah. Aesthetically, I think it's a... I don't think it's that much higher. I think it's a 7, because I think it's... If it had its tail, it'd be an 8. If it had the manky tail, I think, I understand it's a whole evolution thing about losing its tail as well, but I think I like the tail. I think, as well, because in my head when I picture Pokemon fighting, having a tail means it can do interesting movements like that, and like swing from things or bounce off it, whereas with that, it's just like, it's a standing up punch fighter. Battle-wise, 8. Annihilate was so good. Lore-wise, it's a 6. Interesting evolution, but the whole thing of like, it's that it got that angry, it died. Opinion Annihilate 8. I like it. Bum bum ba da bum. Ba 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 da bum bum. I can't remember the first 3 history. Oh, they're starters, aren't they? No wonder I couldn't think of them. I was trying to think of like starters didn't clock in my head as having unique history forms. That explains why I couldn't figure them out. Still 3. I can't remember the normal one. Well, if you know what I mean, like the one between Zorua and Overquill. What got either an evolution or a thing in history? I remember. Oh, I know it's Avalog, isn't it? Bergmite Avalog. Alright, Bergmite. Technically, I think it's a 6. The one thing about Bergmite which I don't like is I like its name, which makes me think it should be like a bug or an insect type thing. And not all mites are insects. And then Avalog just being I'm pretty sure though, you know, they're not very good in combat. I think it might be a 1 if I remember correctly how bad they are. I don't know if that's fair, but I just think, I remember. I mean, fair, it's just a pure ice type that's not very good defensively. And it being a basic Pokemon, it's not that good effectively against other Pokemon. Lore-wise, it's a thing in an iceberg 4. It's interesting-ish, but not like absolutely incredible. There you go. It's 4 lore-wise. Opinion on it, it's probably also 4. Avalug. Standard Avalug. Aesthetically, probably a 4 to be honest. I understand what they're going for with the whole floating iceberg thing. But just the whole, it all being basically like just 2 colours means that it is rather just boring looking. Like, at least with Bergmite, you had the kind of the white at the bottom, the purple around the eyes, and then the yellow off the eyes against it, which made it look like it's something inside. You got the purple and yellow and stuff still. You don't even have the purple around the eyes. The way it's executed doesn't look as good, because the purple's also used with the cracks, I think. So, yeah. Aesthetically, the Hisuian one, though, I think is just a massive improvement. Hisuian Avalug, I think, is a 6. Just the addition of it being like a plough on the front, and then the rock around it as well. Looks much better. I don't think rock helps it defensively that much, apart from against fire a bit. But, yeah. Battle-wise, Avalug would probably be a 4. Hisuian be a 5. Lore-wise, Avalug at 4. It's just iceberg. Hisuian 5 from being interesting, ancient, and rocky. But it's kind of the Hisuian thing of, why do we add the rock type to it to show it's older, which is just a fossil approach. Opinion on it, Avalug is probably a 3. Hisuian is probably a 4. Legendary DLC. Are they mythical? Or are they normal Pokemon? Were they added in a DLC or this base game? Which base game, aren't they? Because there wasn't really DLC, like story DLC or adding extra Pokemon. Well, what can you do? And they're just forms, aren't they? They're not new Pokemon. Are they new Pokemon or are they just a form? Okay. I can't remember at all what they are. You're adding a rock type to something. Oh no, I know what they are. I was discounting them because they're you know. The trouble was I was discounting them because being legendaries, I was like, oh, I was discounting them. I was thinking of it as if normal Pokemon forms for some reason. But never mind, I basically know all history in Pokemon are then. Paldea Expeditions. Let's get some of those ones done. Oh, I've not done Wugtrio either. Wugtrio, Wiglet. Alright, Wiglet. I do think it looks better than Diglett. I think it's a 5 aesthetically. Let's say it's a 4. I prefer how it looks, Wiglet. I like the sea sand next in front of it, you know, at the base of it. But it is basically just bases on top instead of on the side. Battle-wise, it's probably 3 as well. Lore-wise, 5. He gets 5 from being convergent. Wugtrio also gets 5 from being convergent. Aesthetically, I don't like how its face moves back onto the side of it from on the top. I don't like that. It's got a rock, that's cool. I'll be kind of quite like that. But I think it's probably a 4. I think Wiglet looks good, and then Wugtrio kind of fumbles a bit. Battle-wise, let's face it, Wugtrio probably is also a 5. It's just a water type. Lore-wise, 5. Opinion on it, Wiglet I'd say is a 5. Wugtrio is probably a 4. Right, let's go through Sinistea. And then Poltergeist. Battle 3 and 4. Aesthetically, I mean, aesthetically, I don't think they're that incredible. They just kind of like be fine. I think it's like a 5. They just there's little touches which I like on Sinistea having the goop reaching out to make the handle shape, and the kind of face on the cup and then hanging out in the swirl I like, and then Poltergeist having the crack in the showing that, and it's kind of like, but they're just 5. They're just average ghost object Pokemon. Lore wise, I really like stuff with the having to find the antique and there's the fake ones as well. I wish you could actually see that better by rotating them around in the Pokédex a bit more. That's what annoys me. But you have to get such a specific angle to see it, because you can't just rotate them on that axis. Is that the Z axis? Or the Y axis? Whichever axis it is. Okay, and the opinion on them is probably a 5. They're fine. I don't have anything for or against them. Alt. Oh, law. I thought I said that. Law 6, because you can't. Yeah. I just know what they're going for. I think with the Sinistcha and Poltergeist, I do think names probably would work better in Japanese. I don't know if that's what they are in English. I don't know if they, Sinist in Japanese as well. I understand why they do that, but it doesn't sound. The names doesn't fit as well as Wiglet and Trio, or Toad Screw. Aesthetically, I think they look better because but to be fair, they're black and green, White and green is quite a good combination. I think there are 6, both of them. But this is the pot that Poltergeist has. Battle, probably 3 and 4 to be honest. Well, probably actually 4 and 5. 3 and 5. I feel like Sinistcha has a bit more to it in battle because some really cool stuff you can do with it. Law, you've got Convergent now, which is cool. Then also this cool stuff. 8. There's so much that goes into them. They're just such an improvement on the original. Opinion on them, probably 6. I feel like they've actually got a place. Paldean expansion. Terapagos. I would spell it. Terapagos up. What is Terapagos? Terapagos. Oh. I thought it was terror as in. Alright, I need to bring a picture of this up for. Standard one. I mean, it's kind of just whatever. It's just like, oh, cute turtle thing. I suppose. Probably a 4 as standard. The one that's in battle but not like full on terror massive form is probably a 7. I quite like it. I thought it wouldn't work with based on the description. Actually, it's an 8. It's an 8. I thought it wouldn't work when I heard someone described how it looked before I saw a picture of it, and talks about like, oh, it's got pictures of all the types all over its shell. I was like, going like, really, they're gonna do that? That's not gonna work. And they made it work somehow. I don't know how. Then it gets to the big form, and it's like it's okay. So it's got the crystals all around it. That's fine. It's kind of like a little world thing that's a bit undefined of crystal. That's yeah, okay, whatever. Then it's there in its cool form. It's got a hat of itself on it. It's like a hat on a hat on a hat kind of thing. It's just loses some. It goes from going like, oh, cool. I wish they would have done more with it instead of it just being its tail got a bit bigger. got a touch bigger, and it's that satin crystal on top of it. It's just a bit, I'd say bring him back to a 6. In battle, though, the Stellar type, which I notice you've not tagged it a Stellar type minion. Because I know technically it doesn't exist Stellar type beyond that, but I thought the Stellar form is Stellar type. Oh, Terra type, yeah. True. Normal form in battle obviously is null. It can't be used in battle. Can it? Yeah, okay, so we'll give it. Is it 1 or 0? Oh yeah. No, tell you what, put it at 1 because it can't actually be used. Even though it could be, it can't be. So therefore, you can't get the extra point of being decent because you can't actually use it. Standard 1, I've not used it that much, but I think it's actually pretty decent. Is it 8 or 9, or is it the Stellar form that's a 9, or is it even a? I'm not sure. Fair enough. Is Stellar better than Terrestrial form? Or is it just a gimmick? Yeah, alright, so what are we giving it? We're giving it an 8 or a 9? Is it much better than its standard? Because what? Okay. Then it's Terrestrial. Because it has been improvement then, if it actually is an improvement. Because I wasn't sure if it was, I was just a gimmick. How much more better is it than the normal? Okay. Is that 1 point or 2, do you reckon? So do we give it the standard 8 or 7? I meant the Terrestrial as the standard, not the... Well, with standard, I don't mean normal form. I mean, you know, the standard form in a fight, Terrestrial. Oh, so you're saying that, oh, so the Stellar form is 100 more than the Terrestrial? Yes, is that an 8 or a 7? That's the question. I don't know. I mean, 600 BST is pretty decent, to be fair. But that's what Pseudo Legendaries and Box Art? Or Pseudo Legendaries a bit less? Oh, mythical. Alright. What's Ogre-Pon? Is that 600 as well? Or higher? Bom, 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 bom. We'll give it an 8 then. We'll give it an 8, you know. It's pretty good. And to be fair, it's Stellar type as well, doesn't it? So in battle, it's Stellar, isn't it? So yeah, that's pretty damn good. Lore-wise, oh, I don't think it deserves to be as high as Koraidon Miraidon. Okay. Is it 8 or 7 then? Whichever's more fitting, to be honest. I didn't use it that much. Okay. 7 it is. Lore-wise, now this is tricky. Because behind most of the things in there, they tied so much into the story of the game. You know, you've got that whole, the fact that terrestrialization is basically a result of them. The fact that the time travel stuff is a result of that, of them. And there's a whole thing building up to it. But, however, the problem is that it doesn't appear until right at the end of that DLC. So that instead of story content, you got the epilogue after it. Otherwise, you can't use it and you don't meet it right till the end. So it can't be 10 lore-wise because you don't travel with it or grow to bond with it. It's just there at the end. It's like, yeah, here's a good Pokemon, I guess. It's behind all these things, but yeah. But I can't be higher than 8, I don't think. 8, give it an 8. Because there's a lot of cool lore there, but there's no connection to it beyond. Opinion on it, normal form, probably like a 5. Stellar form gets a 6, and then Terrestrial gets a 7. We have no connection to it. Like, I know it isn't the one in the anime, but I've not watched the current anime, so I have no emotional connection to it, basically. Beyond having caught one. Let's do you know what? Duraludon. Duraludon. I like how people like going like, yeah, you're gonna bring back G-Max forms in the future and stuff, and then obviously then the Paldea DLC comes out and it's like, no, they never did them ever again. Duraludon, aesthetically, I'd say it's a 7. I mean, it's kind of building it's also kind of like, you know, it's like a lighter, sharp and pointy, which I quite like. The G-Max aesthetic is probably, well, I'm not really fan of how it looks. I understand what they're going for, but the whole big building thing just feels a bit. It's the scale of it, to be honest. If they were actually as big as it kind of tried to put them across as, it'd be fine, but they don't look big enough to be a building, you know what I mean? Also, there's no entrance. It's just a building with no entrance. So, aesthetic of the G-Max is probably a 6. Battle-wise, Duraludon would be a 6, to be fair. And Gigantamax 7. Lore-wise, it's a 5. It's just it's a steel dragon. It's a bit like a building. Gigantamax, call it same, probably. Plays more into the building elements. I mean, actually, no, it's still it's not. My opinion on it is a 7, and then the G-Max is probably a 5. I'm lukewarm on the Caladon. Is awesome. I mean, just I like how it's a bridge, but also like staple remover. Yeah, it's a Pokemon that should be over-designed and not work. Like, you look at the shape of its kind of limbs, where they split like that. It feels like that shouldn't work. That should not work. And how it's a Pokemon that looks tough, but it is like, you know, I really like how the kind of where its head fits into its neck. You got those 2 prongs that go up as well, and that shouldn't work as well. But that just looks cool. Like, those prongs should be on a Pokemon's head for it to work. But I don't know. I like the T shape. I like how it's actually kind of grimacing eyes. It shouldn't work. It should be like an over-designed or poor design, but you know, I think it really works. I think aesthetically it's an 8 for me. Battle wise, it's a 9. It's a 9. I really like how it meant that pseudo legendaries, because it's a pseudo legendary, right? They said didn't they say it was pseudo legendary? They put it in the group. I mean, Pokemon Company, not fans, but Pokemon Company did. I know, but that group of basically they counted it with that, but also that what's the move called? I can't remember. Where it's basically use it every other turn, and it means that it's the 2-stage move, isn't it? Increased stats, but also basically a Hyper Beam variant, like Electric Hyper Beam, but increases stats. Is it speed it increases? I can't remember. Yeah, especially that makes more sense. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, Draco Meteor increases special attack. I know it's 2 turns. But isn't Draco Meteor 2 turns well for the recharge? Oh, Draco Meteor, no, Draco Meteor isn't. Yeah. Lore-wise, I mean, rather done. Lore-wise, 6, because it's just a bridge now. I wish you could give it higher, but my opinion on it's probably a 9. 15. Also, I think we need to bump up our Oakpon Teal Mask to 15-20. Because the others are fine. Okay. Missing some gem ones here and there. Oh. Never mind. That was weird. Bum bum bada bum bum. Paldean Pokemon. Alright, what's before Diplin? Can you remember? What was the Blueberry Academy Pokemon? Beyond Hydrapple and Archaludon, I can't remember any new Pokemon for Blueberry Academy. Were there any? I mean, I know there are. Oh, I know what there are. I know what they are, never mind. Well, let's get into that then. Let's do the legendary beasts. Not dogs, the beasts. One of them is literally a tiger, for goodness sake. Alright. Sorry, I zoomed in on Archaludon. The picture I got up. And the shading is amazing. Face. Alright, there's going to be a pattern here with the convergent form as well. In that there is a kind of a ranking to them. And aesthetically, Entei is 5. Raikou is 7. And Suicune is 9. Suicune is the best of Gen 2 design, I think. But I don't mean to say the best design Pokemon, but I mean just in terms of Gen 2 aesthetics. Alright. Battle-wise, they're probably all actually 7? They're all pretty decent in battles, to be fair. They're pretty fast, if I remember rightly. Which people aren't a big fan of, you know, because of the whole running away when you meet them. Lore-wise, 8. You got to track them down. I mean, Suicune, I think, gets 9, because it got an entire game devoted to it. Opinion on them... 7, 8, 9. No, it's higher. Entei gets the 8. Raikou gets 12. And I think Suicune gets... 16. And now before we move on, we've got to do the Swords of Justice. Which is... Virizion. Terrakion. Cobalion. Ba 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 ba. Come on. Just let me make the Pikachu big. Alright. I mean, I know there's Keldeo as well. But I'm not counting that. How is it Keldeo as well? Keldeo should have got the convergent form, the Paradox form as well. Right, okay. Design-wise, I think it's a similar type of thing. Whereas Terrakion is the Entei of the group. Where... You know, I think it does the thing. It's a 7. To be fair, I like the design. But it's just not as good as the others. Bum bum ba da bum bum. Ba da bum. Bum bum ba da bum. Oh. Yeah, I realized you mixed it up. I was doing it in order of Entei, Raikou, Suicune, you said preference, but you've done it Pokédex based. Yeah. I think though that for Terrakion is probably a 6. I think it looks better than Entei. I don't think the high is as high. Cobalion is probably a 7. Then Virizion is an 8. I think the boots is what makes me kind of like. Battle-wise, I mean, I remember them being actually quite decent in battle. They're all fighting type, and actually decent types, fun to use with it. All 7 as well. Lore-wise, I don't know. They don't have. The trouble is, they don't have like the hidden tower. I can't remember why they start actually running around the region. I think they just start for some reason, right? You just find, or do you even run around the region? Or do you just find them? I can't remember. You just encounter them and catch them, like the legendary birds, or do they run around the region? I can't remember. What's one that runs around the region? Is there not one? Yeah, but I thought these did as well. Never mind them. That's not cool. Lore-wise, then 6. They're just there. That's also a preview for the legendary birds, by the way. Lore-wise, I mean, bum bum bum. Opinion on them. Grizzlyon is probably an 8, Cobalion 7, Terrakion 6. And Terrakion's in the same position as Entei as well. I think Keldeo. Keldeo. It has a form that's different as well. For all the difference it makes. What's really funny is, you know Keldeo's standard pose for the Ken Sugimori artwork? Which makes me think of a child at sports day. Like it's trying to get its dad to try and pick it up for a wheelbarrow race. Yeah, for trying to get with its legs. And that just makes me laugh. And every time I say Keldeo, I just think wheelbarrow race. So, yeah. Which is kind of funny, because that's why it needed the Swords of Justice, to be honest, because it's orphaned, isn't it? So without the Swords of Justice, no one would be able to help it at School Sports Day. There we go. Make that Pokemon film. I think people appreciate that more. Alright, so... I mean... It's a 6. It's... an over-designed My Little Pony in it, really. I mean, the trouble is, legendary mythical Pokemon have enough detail into them and thought put into the design that, you know, it's not heat. You're never going to get a heat more most of the time. But, you know, it's just a horse. I do think the Resolute form, aesthetically, is a bit more. It's more than just, oh, it's just a horse with a little horn. You know, the colour there, it feels more regal. The Resolute form is a 7, I think, aesthetically. Is there any difference in battle? Isn't it just one move? Is that move good? Or, battle... Keldeo, I feel, wasn't that great. Is it as good as the Swords of Justice, the standard ones? Yeah, a 5 and then a 6 for Resolute. And then Resolute probably is a 6 because it's better. I don't know if it's good, or is it 4 and a 5? That'd be a 4 and a 5, put it that way. Lore-wise, I say 7. It's got its own area. Don't you have to bring all the Swords of Justice there to? Yeah, the 7. I know you got like. I tell you what, put legendary, put them all up to 7. The other ones though, because I was kind of. It does have the, you know, musketeer kind of things, and did you tie into that at least? Opinion on Keldeo, it's probably a 7. I like the idea it's D'Artagnan. Alright, and now we can go through Walking Wake. Raging Bolt. And then... Is it Inferno? I'll just judge the aesthetics of the ones I've already got. Gouging Fire in it. Is it? Yeah, it is. Alright. I wish one would put the Kensei Mori art next to each other. I mean, they kind of did. No, that's 2 of... I want to look them all on the same page so I can judge it quicker. Do 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 do. Alright. Gouging Fire. I don't think it's as bad a design as everyone says. I think basically it's tying in to the kind of like ancient creatures it's based off, and also the fact they all kind of tie into like Mesoamerican designs, you know, and history and mythology. It's really fun. But it definitely isn't as good as the others. So I think I don't know. I might prefer it to Entei's design, to be honest, because Entei's design is just a bit bland. Entei was what, a 6? Or was it a 5? It's 579, wasn't it? It's a 6. Raging Bolt. Out once again, another outlet. I quite like it. I think it's a 7. And Walking Wake is a 9. No, it's a 10. It's a 10. You're taking Suicune, which looked awesome anyway. Then you made it a dinosaur. Like, that's just perfect. Battle wise, Walking Wake is incredible. I don't know if it's a 10. But it's an 8 or a 9 for sure. I don't know if it's a 10. I don't know if it's that incredible. I don't know which better 8 or 9. I know it just destroys things in battle. It's just the better Palkia. I don't know if stats back that up. But it feels good. Oof. Okay, so I don't know, is it an 8 or a 9? Might need some help judging this. Oh, 8 or 9, which one is it? I don't know. I don't know if it's an 8 or a 9. The other ones are not really used that much. I'd say the other ones are maybe a 7. Dragon type makes them quite good. But I don't know if this is an 8 or a 9. I think an 8 maybe? I don't know. Lore-wise, if they had their own areas and it wasn't just encountering them in what, raids? Or running around in area 0? Not area 0, isn't it? You're in the areas. Like, that's fine. I think Walking Wake suffers from the fact that it doesn't have its own. It's just a raid you found it in. It wasn't roaming around like the other two. But I think it's 7 because it's not got their own area and stuff. But what you do have going for them is the kind of the really good blend of the whole legendary beast, but then also like Mesoamerican stuff and the kind of idea of ancient part. Walking Wake is a 20. Wise. Gouging Fire, Raging Bolt. 9s. Gouging Fire is probably, yeah, but up to 9. Right, I need to try to remember the other two then. I always remember Iron Leaves' his name because it's Iron Leaves. Iron Leaves, to be fair, I think is one of the best designed Pirates Pokemon. It's not quite as good as Miraidon, but it's going that way. I'd say it's it might be a 9. I really like. I mean, I think Frizian's design's pretty good anyway, but then Iron Leaves I do quite like. What about for Virizion? Yeah, I think I prefer what Iron Leaves to Virizion, and I quite like Virizion. Battle-wise, I feel it's a 7. I don't think it's as good as Walking Wake. Grass Psychic type feels more exploitable than Water Dragon. Lore-wise, it's a 7. I know it's just a... Although, it might be a 6 actually, because it is just an iron, it's just a robot version of... it's a 7. Never mind, that's not popular. But I might have to bump up them... Tell you what, put the other ones at 8. The new Legendary Beast, Legendary Dinosaurs as 8. Walking Wake as well, please. Iron Lee's opinion, though, it's probably like an 8. Oh. Oh. Right. Is it Iron Justice? Iron Cobalt? Bum bum ba da bum bum. Bum bum. Bum. I'm trying to remember the names. I can't remember the names. But I caught these ones. I didn't cat. I played through Violet the DLC, so I've not actually. The other ones I've not actually encountered. Bum ba da bum. Ba ba bum. Does it anyway? Do you know what? Then we'll do Mew. We'll do the kind of like mascot legend, mascot mythical. You know what I mean? Mew. Mew's one where, like, if it's Kensugamori, I really like how Mew's proportioned, but a lot of time when other people draw it, the proportions are kind of messed with and the eyes don't look as good. I think Mew's like aesthetically a 6. Not to say it's bad, but it's kind of, you know, just a bit generic. It's just a fairy cat thing. Battle-wise, 7? Don't know if it actually is that, but I feel like it, you know, it's built on every move. You make it, it's a good platform. Lore-wise, trouble with Mew's lore is that there's not really ever been a satisfying way you get it that isn't just, I think the Gen 3 games might be the only games where you get it through anything else but just Mystery Gift. Because apart from Gen 1, obviously, where you can go under, where you can cheat your way under that car and then get that, and that works for sure. You know, you basically cheat your way to get it or get through a gift. Or there's the, what is it, the treasure map thing. Beyond that, there's not really a good lore thing beyond it's like, it might be important to the creation of Pokemon, it just exists. Mew is just there, so I think it's a 6. Beyond it creating Mewtwo, what is the 2 actually that we know for a fact? Well, 8. I quite like Mew. I mean, I don't want to do Mewtwo now because I say we're doing the mascot legendaries, which means that next is Celebi, which I think partially the name might come from someone mispronouncing celery. Okay. I think Celebi is a massive improvement design-wise over Mew. First of all, it's got the kind of like onion head type thing. It's more detail. It's not just, you know, naked cat thing with long tail. Lotus dance. Does look sprite-like. Celebi. I think aesthetically it is like I think it's a 10. I think aesthetically Celebi is a perfect Pokemon design. Only thing missing from its design technically is the whole thing of time isn't 100% there, but it's like but it's more of like a timeless fairy thing. It's like it looks like a forest guardian, a forest spirit. Yeah, fair enough. Also, its shiny is really. Ba-da-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. Battle-wise, though, I don't know how much good it is in battle. A little bit, maybe a 7 because of the stats. But I don't know if it actually deserves that. It's 600 BST, right? Yeah, give it a 7. Lore-wise, it might be a 10. No, it doesn't deserve 10. It's a 9. It doesn't quite got the connection with it. Basically, the problem because you've got all the events with it, like which is like the Ilex Forest event, and then the one with the time travel where you meet that character in the Gen 4 remakes of Johto games. It's a really fun thing where you show the time travel aspect of it. It's really fun. It's got films and stuff, but I feel like you don't have a personal connection with it in the games as much because you just get it and there's a few things. But I think there you go. So I think it's a 9, not a 10, unfortunately. Opinion on it? I really like Celebi. 10. It's not quite above that, but alright, so then it's time for Jirachi. Jirachi. I don't think its design is quite as good as Celebis, but I think it's a 9. I think it's a 9. I think its design, I actually, interestingly enough, I prefer when the eyes are blanker. The anime, when they add the kind of like standard anime eye kind of thing, of the kind of the teal at the bottom of the eye, I think that don't look as good as having the kind of like the black, more soulless kind of eyes. I think that works better for Jirachi. Yeah. The fact that hasn't it got like the eye on its stomach as well? Yeah. It's just cool. I don't think you ever see it. It should, if it does hyper beam, it should have that where the beam it comes from the eye on its stomach. I think the reason why Jirachi can look not as good in other designs is one, the colours can be a bit off. I quite like it when it's a bit more metally looking body. In the more blue range, so it's cooler, kind of more steel coloured. Whereas I think when people go more in the red range, it doesn't look as good body wise. It's like more desaturated yellow. But then also I think the blue under its eyes, people mess that up and don't that quite right. Yes, I think Jirachi is, I say a 9 wise. It's not quite as good as Celebi's design, but pretty good. Battle wise, probably a 7 as well. Meteor Mash. Bum bum ba da bum. Are they might be better? It's Steel Psychic, which is a very good type. This dragon. I might be talking myself around to make it higher. Might be 8. What's that? Yeah, talk myself around to that before you press that message. I think it's an 8 to be fair, because Steel type is so good. Lore-wise, this is where it suffers. Because in the games themselves, Jirachi, outside of spin-offs, I think it's used quite well in spin-offs. I think in the main games, the trouble is Jirachi, what does it do? You get it from events. And that's basically it. You don't really get it apart from in events. Like, you get the Pokemon Channel, Pokemon Colosseum ones where it trades over, but you just get it. And I think, unfortunately, it does a really good with the whole lore-wise, otherwise, but I think it can't be hiding a 7 because it's not really that personal, is it? It's just that 7 is wholly based on the lore behind the Pokemon, not you getting it. Because in the mainline games, you just get it from events. If they would have actually have like something where you actually go and get it, or it's got its own area, you know, that'd be higher, but unfortunately. Yeah. If it just had its own little area, like, I know Mew doesn't, but it's like Celebi their own little storyline in the remakes. If they ever do they've already done a home remake. And did they do a route with anything for Jirachi? No. Like, Pokemon Colosseum, it arrives, but then it just arrives to go into that. That's not enough of anything there. I know they do stuff with it in the Jirachi is probably like a 10 as well. I like it, but I could like it more if there was actually some connection to it beyond just, oh, I got it in Pokemon Colosseum. No, I didn't get it in Pokemon Colosseum. I got it in Pokemon Channel. I would have got it in Colosseum as America, I believe. Well, I've already ranked good old Shaman. I think Shaman's lore should actually be higher now. Think of it. You do have that in the games at least, so I think maybe a bit like an 8. You get. They do have their own area, you know, where you've got to go through and get the. I think Gen 4 is probably the master of lore Pokemon events, because you actually. Unova kind of has it, but I feel Unovas aren't as good. Whereas Sinnoh is like that pathway you walk to get Shaman is just so good. Whereas Unova, loads of it is like, there are ones where like, hey, you know, like the Pokemon do next, Victini. But it's like, yeah, you go to the lighthouse and get it, which it works. But the other ones aren't as good in lore-wise, as opposed to all the things in Sinnoh where it's like, oh no, think of Heatran, think of Regigigas, you know? It feels more special. So let's do now Victini. 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 I don't think it was as good as Shaman or. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. It's a 6, I think. I understand what they're going for, but I think the eyes are a bit too big to try and be cute. Also, like, some people try and give it more character with the eyes by putting the eyes more underneath the V shape, but that's not how it actually is on the design of Pokemon. I think that would give it a bit more character, but I think the eyes are just big and kind of like, it just looks head empty. I just look at Victini, it looks like nothing's going on in its head, which I do like, but beyond it doing the kind of beyond it being the amount of V's they've got into the design for the Pokemon, like with the wings, then where its torso meets its legs, and then its fingers, and then the head, and so many V's, but not that much else to it. Battle-wise, okay, so if it's that one from the event that it ran once, it would be a 10. Because I believe the ones from what, Dragon Ascent? Or was it something else that was absolutely... Or was it Judgment? I can't remember. I know Victini's had its fair share of like absolutely absolutely ridiculous moves that, like, how does he know that? Where like event ones. Oh. Bum bum ba da bum. But VT is also really one for double battles, if I remember rightly. Oh, that's it. Event Rayquaza. That's it. Battle-wise, I think it is an 8. I think it's a pretty solid one with the signature move. The only thing that makes it, if it was a better stats itself, I think that would be a better must pick. But the fact that, you know, yeah, exactly. Lore-wise, I think it's an 8. It's got its own area, but unfortunately, not much else is done with it. Rather than going to the area and getting it with the ticket. Opinion on it, it's probably a 10, to be honest. It's not that higher than that because there's, once again, no connection. Because beyond, you get the Pokemon and that's it. You get it early on, and it means that if you pick the Fire type starter, your Pokemon is then basically worthless compared to Victini. So it's like, why would you pick this? I'm not mentioning it, so I have to put it in. But yeah, why would you pick that one? What's the Kalos cute mascot legendary? Mascot mythical. Oh, it's oh no, Van is kind of another kind of one for Unova, isn't it, in Meloetta? Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Meloetta. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Sorry, really funny me. Alright. This is tricky because I do like both the designs. I would like more. Alright, standard Meloetta is an 8 design wise. And then the pirouette form, I think is a 9. I'd really like the shape that the hair becomes. Also, I understand why, but I don't like the blue dots on the hair normally. I understand why they're there. I think it just kind of feels a bit... I understand it's magical and Pokemon-like, but it feels a bit kind of... If the blue dots weren't there, it would be a 9 as well. Bum, 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 bum. It just feels a bit like someone's stuck chewing gum in its hair. Bum, 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 bum. I mean, they will make a tune, whether it's a good tune is a different question. It's a really interesting division of, I wonder if they're consistent. They seem to be. It's a really interesting division of bars, because they're all, yeah. They're all half notes. I'm not going to do that on stream because it takes too much thing to set things up. And it also depends on, like, you don't know the key, so presumably it's just C major. Or A minor. You don't know if it's the... I mean, it seems to be the treble clef based on the microphone. Kind of. Oh, is it? That's awesome. Yeah, that's fun. Well, that's a bonus to lore. If you've got your own cry on yourself, that's just a lore bonus. Alright, so what lore does it have? Don't you get it from an event, though? Isn't it just mystery gift? I know there's more to it than that, but I don't know if you get it, or is it you get somewhere to get it? I can't remember. I know there's the cafe, but in my opinion, I thought the cafe was how you change its form. I thought it's just distributed and then change form. Yeah. So I think, in that case then, lore-wise, it has its cry, which is a bonus. So that is definitely it's a 7, because otherwise it'd be a 6. If it was just distribution, it'd be a 6, but it's like it's crying its head on its hair, so that's a 7, even though it should wash it out because it looks a bit dirty. Or if there's more notes there, if they're more than just dots, I think it'd be more visible. Or they're glowing or something, rather than just being looked like discoloration in the hair. I think the pirouette form becomes 8, because the fact that the cafe and the interaction there. Battle-wise, I mean, they're both pretty decent. I don't know if they're like better than Victinia. So they're 7? Because they're both pretty good, but I don't think they get blow Victinia out the water with its busted move. My opinion on them? Probably a 9. I don't have much connection with Malouetta, because it was at that point I was kind of like, by the time they released, I think I was basically more or less kind of like done with black and white. Just like, yep, that's a Pokédex entry. So, and I never really revisited black and white because my original copy was lost or stolen. So I never really got back into black and white. It was like, the emotions that you first play through were kind of like spoiled. So never really got back into black and white in that era as much. So I think Unova always holds that kind of slightly bittersweet tone for me. Alright. Kalos. What's the Kalosian mascot? Do you have one? I mean, it's Hooper, isn't it? It's Hooper, which is kind of like ugly cute. Bom 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 bom. Do 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 do. I'll just do Hooper anyway. I mean, Hooper's a Pokemon that it's like a 6 in the bound form. It's just something just feels a bit off and feels like unfinished about the design, if you know what I mean. It's not bad, but it's not. I don't know. Feels like, yeah. But unbound form is probably an 8. I quite like how it looks. I like how the implication is the arms are actually facing inwards and then pop out like that rather than like that. That's really cool detail. I like how the rings and such, and I like how it would have been so easy to make it just connected to lamps more often, more lamp stuff in the design, but instead using the rings. I don't like his little shoe. Unbound 8. Battle-wise, Unbound, I'm pretty sure is pretty damn good. Is that an 8 or a 9? It's probably an 8. I think they're a better Pokemon, but Confined, I don't think he's that useful. Isn't it like a 5 or a 6? Probably. Because I don't think it's as good as like a Shaman type thing there. Lore-wise, I've not got them. Kalos is the only Pokemon game that I never really played when it came out. I think because I was still burnt out from Unova, to be honest, with that kind of thing. Even though, but is it actually an encounter and it actually rolls in the story, or is it just get it from an event? Yeah, true. But do you actually get an event, or is there actually an interaction with it? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Seven. I just can't. Just says that they couldn't integrate it into the world. Like, just add a new area somehow. Like, you have a plane, or there's a doorway that was locked before that becomes unlocked, or I don't know. It could be like, maybe it was like being a prankster in the power station. Just add something, for goodness sakes. Look what they did in Black and White with the Zoroark, where you find it with the shiny legendary beasts. Or the one that or the Zoroark that Mew basically breaks the illusion of. Opinion on Hooper, I've not really played it, so I'm not as thinking of it. Standard Hooper, maybe like a 6, and Unbound is a 7. I just don't have much connection to them. Alright. What's then the Kalos? Because it's not the, you know, Floette. AZ's Floette. Because that's obviously not in distribution. That's an Alolan Pokemon. This is where my lack of knowledge of Kalos comes into play. Well, it doesn't come into play because I don't know it. Oh, it's Diancie. Isn't it? Diancie, the one you're talking about? The mascot legendary? I think Diancie doesn't quite fit in some ways as it, because it's too grand of a design, it's too big and looks like, that's not detriment to it, it looks like an actual, like, the more serious, you know, it feels like Victini gets away with it, and so Bound Hooper gets away with being that kind of like, oh, it's a silly little thing, whereas Diancie, you look at it and go, oh, that's powerful. Whereas Celebi, it's like, oh, it may be powerful, but it's like, you know, it's a bit of like Shaman as well, and even Manaphy have that kind of thing of being like just oh, it's just a little guy, it's adorable, it might have everything power. Whereas you look at Diancie and you go like, no, that's a powerful thing. Unless there's something else I'm forgetting. Is there a different one? No. Diancie, design wise, 7 or an 8, I don't know. I think 7. I like it, but I think the kind of, you know, I think that just having the standard white dress is a cop-out. I understand what they're doing with the whole princess and kind of even magical girl element there. I think the dress is just a cop-out. They could do something more interesting with the crystals or rock. Appearance-wise, the Mega, it's just more, the rock is gone, so I think it ties in a bit more. And like the kind of veil and the underskirt there as well, it could just kind of work as well. It's an 8. Battle-wise, I've never used it in battle, so I don't know. Is it? I've no idea, I've not used it in battle. Is it an encounter, or is it just a gift? Oh. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Fair enough. But the Mega or normal, or both of them. Is it like an 8 or a 7 or a 9? The Mega being a 9, maybe? Well, the trouble with Mega is you can't really use a lot of games, so, no. I've not got to lore yet. This is just battle. I don't know. I think you're going to basically judge where I'd judge it based on my current picks of things so far. I have no experience, so I can't judge it. I've not even got experience in a different game. Ooh. Standard one might be like a 7 then, if it's like a solid defensively but not like a think attacker, and that being a massive fairy attacker, maybe an 8 the Mega. No. That's what I'm just judging myself this, but I've not actually used it, so I don't know for sure. Feel free to tailor that to... Yeah, maybe an 8 then. It's high attacks, but the trouble is the rock type. I mean, you just get wrecked by steel, the Mega then. Lore-wise, there is a carbink connection, as mentioned. But is it delivered, or is it just... Is it delivered, or is it just the green man in the Poke Center? Seven. That's from the carbink connection. They tied it into carbink. If not, it could be an 8 or higher. But no. This is the problem with these Pokemon games. Just create an event. That's what Paldea does really well. Opinion on them. 8. I can't really give any more because I've not got that much of a connection to them. But I mean, I like him from what I'm aware of. Alola. I've already done Mash, haven't I? Does Alola have another one? I mean, there's Magerna. But... Magerna. I really shouldn't I? Boom, boom, boom. I'm so close to getting the Pokeball one. I just haven't done any progress in the Pokédex for a few years. I had most Pokemon, I needed a few more. And then, that Pokemon Home out. Again, aesthetically, it's a 7. The Pokeball form, I think it's still a 7. It's just, it doesn't change enough. It's just, I like it. But, I think, to be honest, I'd like it more if it wasn't... Hang on, I don't know. If Ken Sugimori... right, I'm just trying to think now. Alright, so, no, someone... That's actually, someone's recolored it to be Ken Sugimori style, and I like it more there. I think trouble is, the only picture I could see was Pokemon Go. I do like more, actually, at a point. Battle-wise, it's what? Is it Steel Fairy? That's a pretty good type. I can't remember its stats. I remember liking using it. I think the trouble is I didn't use it that much by the time I got it. I had Lunala. Or was doing like no legendary mythical challenges, so I quite like that. That's a fun spread. Just blitz him with special attack. It doesn't need to be fast if it just messes them up. Especially if you've got another Pokemon that activate Trick Room. Rose or lowers. Oh yeah. That's an 8, I think. That's pretty damn good. I said I never really used it. Lore-wise, you've got the You've got the problem of the lore-wise is that once again, it's just a permanent QR code you get, and you can get it from a shop, don't you? You get it from a shop, so it's not a 6, so it's a 7 because of that. The Pokemon Home one is a 7 as well, because yeah, it's just it's the original colour, that's cool, but having to complete everything from Pokemon Home to do it is annoying. Opinion on him, it's probably an 8. Once again, just didn't use that much connection with it. Galar. Does Galar have a... I know it's got, what's it called? You know, you just got to read. I can't remember how to spell it. Bom, 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 bom. I felt the rude. I can't remember how to spell it. I don't think I've ever written it down before. No, I have because I've done the Pokemon quizzes, but I think that's the only time I've ever done it. Darude. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it looks good. I'd say design-wise, it's about an 8. I think that's where it stops. Yeah, that's just the scarf, right? I mean, fair, I think it starts still an 8. Like, I'd be tempted to put it at 9 because I do like how she's wearing a pink scarf thing, which, like, but I don't think it adds enough to it. It's just, I don't think it adds enough, unfortunately. It doesn't quite breach that threshold of 9. I think it's an 8. I like how it looks. Combat, I think I had one. 7. It's fine. I didn't have the data one. Dadist. Lore-wise, I know that it's a 6. If you get it from just an event, if you get it from just a postman, the post center, and there's nothing else to it, it's just a 6. The Dadist one is a 7 at least because that's got, you know, something. Opinion on it, I think it's a 7. It's like all based on look and the kind of the aura of the Pokemon because there's nothing else to it. Ba-da-ba-da-bum-ba-da. Alright, let's have them. You can get a Gigantamax form, which is ridiculous. Came out before the DLC, right? Before the final DLC. I think it came out before Crown Tundra, where it's in the Pokédex. But it doesn't have a Gmax form. Like, it should have a Gmax form. Alright. Hisuian, they didn't have one. Paldea, did they have a... Their mascot mythical is kind of Ogerpon, which doesn't really fit that genre, as I said, because it looks too competent. And then Petron kind of also doesn't fit because it looks too dangerous. Like, the last one I'd say that actually is Marshadow. I think Marshadow is the last one where it actually works. I know the term that I came up with today to describe Mew, which is mascot-led mythical, but I think the last one of them that actually was Marshadow. Because before that, I don't think Kalos really fits because Diancie is too powerful looking. Meloetta kind of looks... No, Meloetta's like... Meloetta, she's confident, she's got a career. No, she's not just someone messing around. Victini, meanwhile, head empty. They have to look kind of head empty, which Marshadow, Victini, Manaphy, Jirachi, and Mew all look just head empty. Yeah, they need to look like a cat that's just woken up, but might have had some catnip. That's what they have to look like. Touch of mischief, but head empty, no thoughts. Shaymin doesn't have that. Shaymin Skyfarm has a bit of that, but normal Shaymin just looks wholesome and he's the one just going around cleaned up and going like, Shaymin's that while these other cats are just all like head empty, just like ruining a place by just being stupid. The normal Shaymin's going around there, the one going like looking at its owner, going like, oh no, this isn't that good. Maybe I should try and help, but can't help because it's just too useless. I mean that in an endearing way, by the way. Meanwhile, the others don't. I think that's sad. You've not had that kind of mascot mythical. Bom bom bom. Bada bada. Bom bom. That's right. Leaves. It's grass type, so it's leaves. What's the other one? The rock one. Iron. Then I get Paldean done, and that's something that's not, you know. I wonder if we'll ever actually find out where Meltan's from. Because we don't know still. Okay. Oh, it's not Iron Rock. I know it's not that. Something like that though. It's a synonym. It's a synonym. I know. This is how connections work in my head. The lateral connections. It's a synonym for rock. Oh, it's boulder. You know, 'cause it's more impressive. It's an iron boulder. Iron boulder. One less than whatever Terrakion is. It just... The trouble is, it looks like what its shiny should look like based on the other iron... But that's it, the problem. The other future Pokemon... If it wasn't for the orange on the side of it, it looks like it would be a shiny even of a shiny. Based on other future Paradox Pokemon. And the actual shiny loses the kind of the black bits, which the others don't do. Like, Shiny Miraidon. Shiny Miraidon. That's just the snow one, isn't it? Shiny Miraidon, doesn't that still have the black on its head? I don't know, because they've not been in... There is one in the code, right? I'm going to have to look. Is there one? Did we actually have a sprite for it, or is it not unprogrammed? Yeah, it still has the black on its head, for example. And like the seat. So Iron Boulder, by losing that black, it just looks plain and just looks like... Oh, it's got it on the feet. If it's still got the black on its feet, why does it not have it on its head and on its back? It shouldn't just be silver. 4. Iron Boulder gets a 4. What's that one? Is it Iron Blade? Iron Sword. Iron Edge. No. Bom 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 bom. What's it look like? Bom bom bom. Didn't they give it Iron Ruler? Is that it? Iron Ruler, Iron Regent. Something like Iron Monarch. Am I on the right track? Oh, Crown in it. It's Crown. Oh. I don't know. It just doesn't look as good. It's a 5. Iron Leaves looked really good. I prefer Iron Leaves to Virizion. And then they put this, and it's like just... It's a 5, aesthetically. It's just... Yeah. I think the 7s, they're fine in combat, but they just, you know... Lore-wise... 7. It's Paradox, which is cool, but that's about it. Opinion-wise, probably 5s. I can leave them. Alright. Where are we up to then? Bum 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 bum. Maybe we should do the big starter one now. First of all, I think we'll do Giratina. Alright, so I'm not sure which one I like more. I really like how there's 6 set legs and the design of the legs, but I do just like the more obvious bands in the middle of Origin form. I like how the wings look on the normal one. Wings on this Origin form don't look as good as the wings on the normal one, I think, but mouth closes up. Both of them I think 8s. I can't go higher than that. Like, what's kind of funny is if only one of the designs exist, it would have a 9. Because both of them, these things I like about both of them. But basically, it's a victim of its own success because there's 2 good designs. But there's parts of them are going like, I wish normal Giratina had the head of the Origin form Giratina, but I wish the Origin form had like wings like the altered form. I wish the bands on the Origin form were on the altered form, but at the same time I wish the crack kind of like stuff is like on the... So yeah, both of them 8. In battle, I think it's pretty good. 8. I don't think it's 9. I think it would have been 9 when it came in Sinnoh, but it's not that anymore. Lore-wise, they've got their entire game to them. I don't think you give it 10 because there's not as much personal connection because it only appears like basically at the end, but it's a 9. Opinion on it. Both of them are a 15. Right, now let's do Dialga. Okay. I remember I played Diamond, and Dialga was just such a thing with like, it felt like future in Pokemon design, you know? Like, oh my god, this is awesome. I think Dialga is an 8. You know, it looks solid. It does have kind of, feels futuristic, but also ancient, so it does fit the kind of whole thing of time. Battle-wise, I think it's an 8 as well. Pretty damn solid in battle, if I remember correctly. And also preempts Fairy type by just being Steel. Lore-wise, I mean, it's an entire game, and it's 9. Because I really like as well when you bring Arceus to the Tojo Ruins and you get the egg of one, that adds to all of that. It's got the games and stuff, it's got the other stuff. Opinion on it, 15. Origin form Dialga. I really like it. I know some people don't. I like how it looked kind of Eldritch. I think it's an 8, to be honest. I really like how Kenshigori made the gem glow in the middle, make it look like it's a cannon. It looks kind of like unknowable and timeless, and just like brain can't comprehend what it actually looks like, so it's kind of putting it together. Yeah, battle-wise, 8. I don't know if it gets much better than the standard. It probably does, but I don't know. If I remember rightly, didn't it kind of like make it too generalized, it should be more min-maxed? Or is that just me? I'm kind of guessing based on Pokemon things. Okay, yeah. So it's good, but not like... Yeah, so it's good, but not like brokenly good. So yes, you say lore-wise, I think it's a 9. See, the trouble with the Origin forms is because what that means is that form we originally saw is the altered form. And what that means is that retroactively means that the lore is it stays the same because it's 2 forms. It's not like a form added on later. It's like, oh, that's a cool form. It means that, oh, this is the actual one. Opinion on it is... I'd say it's a 13. Just because of how much Dialga for ages was basically one of my favourite Pokemon, legendary Pokemon. I think just because I'm not as used to the Origin, although I do love its head. I think this is it. I think Origin Form Dialga would be a 10 design wise if there was more of the steel in its design. If, for instance, the spikes on its legs were silver, bits on its tail were silver, if that little bit around its face, if that was silver, would be a 10. I think the fact it's just a bit too much of that dark blue for me. I'm aware of that, but that blue will still be there. I'm just saying that you would have some silver there as well. Like, just look at the original, just how good that looks with that combination of colours, with the two blues and then the silver. Whereas then Origin, it looks a bit too blue, gets washed out by the other blue colours. So yeah. Now it's time for Palkia. All of a sudden, it's like there's a tension in the air. I've said that. Because I'm sure people are thinking, that wasn't said, that was said in a certain tone. You know? So far, you know, they both got 25 total ranking. I've not done the shinies yet. All at the end. Opinion, I mean, Origin was slightly less. No. Now it's time for Palkia. I realized I actually put Dialga or Palkia into the Dialga or Palkia. Alright, so Palkia, aesthetically, it's a 7. It's not bad, but it's not as good. I like how it looks aerodynamic. It doesn't look like it necessarily could swim. Like it kind of bent its spine. It looks a bit too hunched over to swim, but it can like just kind of like. I think that's the thing. I can imagine how Dialga kind of moves and. Yeah, exactly. I just imagine it being trundling along the seafloor. I think, to be honest, Dialga does a better version of what Heatmore was trying to do. Like, Heatmore's crotch pipe doesn't work. Dialga kind of has that kind of, the lines in the bottom section which do work and feels like it adds motion and doesn't mean it's blank, but it doesn't look like it's got a crotch pipe. I actually kind of like how the feet are just like all combined together and solid, like it looks like something that was, for some reason, that's the most efficient design, you know what I mean? Feels like that's an active choice because of that. I like how the lines on its legs remind me of like whales in a way. You know, like whale fins. That's it. I think the feet remind me of whale fins. How the kind of the bones in them and how they come together. I like the shape on its neck zigzagging forward. I like its kind of vambraces. I like how it's got that shape from the head to the back of its wings and then the flick up. Palkia, solid design. Origin form, it's a design. It's certainly a design. Yep. Minion's aware of this, of how much I complain about this. It's done. Right, it's kept the purple, which is good. But I think, one, it's got a similar problem to Dialga in that it lost the metal. The metal which encompassed the head of Palkia is gone. The ring around its body, the purple, is good. The shoulder pad, I don't like how the pearl spills out of the bit in the middle. Like, if only one of those parts was pearlescent, like either the bit around it or the bit in the middle, if only one of them, like the bit in the middle was purple or that silver colour, I think I'd prefer the... I quite like the shoulder pads, but I just think the shoulder pads don't look as good as Palkia. Even though proportionally, I prefer it to altered form Palkia. Origin, the fact it's all just that kind of like pearlescent pinky colour, doesn't work as well. Instead of popping out and being like a highlight colour, it just looks kind of just... Nah. Not even meh, it's nah. The next thing along it being meh. I like how it re-textualizes the Vambrace colour to be on the front legs. I don't mind the Centaur form. But yeah, the lack of arms mixed with the full-on pearlescence of the shoulder pads. Like, if that bit in the middle was purple, or the silver, or it was silver with the pearl in the middle, but it all being pearlescent is just too much, especially with nothing else there. If it had arms, it might be able to break it up a bit, but it's just too much pearlescence on one thing. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the problem as well isn't just the no arms, it's the fact that it's just pearlescent on double pearlescent. If the middle was purple or the silver, you're like, okay, maybe that. But it being all pearlescent means with the line, get rid of the line at least, make it look intentional, rather than just being like, no, we couldn't figure out what colour to put this. Just ask that as well. It's a 4. I like the rest of it, but he dragged it down that much that I don't like looking at it. Ooh. I mean, battle-wise, I'm putting 8 in both. I feel like the Gen 4 legendaries have actually held up rather well compared to other legendaries. Like, I think Reshiram and Zekrom, still useful, but you don't see them used as much, whereas I think just Water Dragon and Steel Dragon are just such good types. I think the better types than Dragon Fire or Dragon Electric, to be honest. I don't know how valid it is to say that, but it feels like they're more effective against more things. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-bum, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Lore-wise, it's in 9 still. Opinion on it, Palkia. My opinion on Palkia is like a 9. Then Origin form Palkia at 0. Like I say, it's not even the fact it doesn't have arms. It's the fact that if everyone brings up, if you're watching this, pull up a picture of Origin form Palkia and put it next to Palkia. And even though proportionally the shoulder pads on Origin form are better than the altered form or the classic Palkia, and I even don't mind them getting rid of the ring around the pearl from normal Palkia, the fact that it's all just that kind of pearl texture, the entire shoulder pad part, it's just wrong. I don't mind inverting and changing it to the middle, maybe it's either the black colour or purple or the kind of silverish metal colour, or even the standard pink of Palkia, but just not that. Okay. And then while we're here, let's may as well do Arceus. This is probably be wrapping up anyway, so let's do all forms of Arceus. I'm going to do Bulbapedia for this, but that's fine, because it's between Shaving and Victini. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, let's look. Right, first of all, standard. It's Arceus. I think Arceus is like, I think it's a 9 design-wise. It's not quite a 10. I don't know why. It just isn't. It isn't quite perfect Pokemon design. But it just looks very good. It's the right amount of kind of knobbly, if you know what I mean. Like all the kind of like intrusions and kind of angles on it, kind of wispy at the same time. It looked to look natural. That's it. It looks natural and organic. I like how it's. I like its eyes, they match the gems and stuff. I like its face. I like how it's not got just a mouth and such. Its head kind of looks like both Giratina, Palkia, and Dialga all at once. I like the kind of like path along its body, but the white is very clean. And now we can go through every single form of Palkia Arceus, that's it. Bom, bom, bom. It's really good about how I set that up now. It means that every stream, as there is on YouTube, as there is on Twitch, there will always be someone that tries to do the whole that stream link to and cheap viewers on that, paying for viewers. And because I block the term, they're always caught in the filter and blocked. But it means that I don't get to ban them all the time now, which I enjoy. Alright. Bum bum bum. Ba-da bum. Alright, okay, so I realize I don't know what type it is on here. This one edited the Kensugamori. Bom, bom, bom. That's close enough with the sprites in the game. This one has it. The name next to them, please. Bum 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 bum. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Bum 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 bum. I don't have farm data. I mean, it's just not clear enough. Do we include the question mark one because there is actually a form for it, even though it's not applicable in battle? Alright, okay. Considering the standard is a 9. We've not had a battle yet, have we? Let's go through it. What's the worst of these? Dragon's the worst. Dragon's the worst. Dragon's is 6. I don't like the colour. I understand what they're going for, but the purple and green feels like Marvel villain. Don't like that. That's a 6. Next is Bug, which is also 6. Actually, the image I'm going off, but I'd say Rock's a 6 as well. I don't like the shade on it. Hopefully this, I mean the in the next rank up, ground, electric, they're 1 up from, yeah, so they're what, 7? Poison, well, it's the same. Poison and fighting. of 8. Water's in this rank as well. The ground. Psychic is as I think Steel and Ghost I think deserve to be 8s. Along with Ice. I think the rest are in that set are in 7s. So Ice is a 8. Ice and Ghost. Oh, so. Oh, flying. I think flying is also 8. Oh yeah, dark. No, dark's a 9. Battle-wise, I'm hoping they fix Arceus so it works like it does in Legends Arceus. Because Judgment in Legends Arceus is what it should be like. It should be overpowered, it should be amazing. I don't care about balance. You know, if Pokemon care about balance, every Pokemon would have the same stats. They'd have the same move pool. We don't care about balance. This is why we play Pokemon. We play because it's cool. People who are so competitive, it's like, oh, it's not balanced, that's broken, that's OP. Don't give a shit about you. I give a shit about Pokemon. Are they cool? Is it a fun story? I'm having fun playing the game. That's what's important. I don't give about balance. This isn't the TCG. That should be balanced. So I'm going to rule that Battle Judgment works like it does in Legends Arceus. In which case, all of them are 10. Because it's all the same Pokemon, and it changes type depending on what's most effective. So they're all 10. Because that's how Judgment works. Although technically, some of them would be worse than others. Because, you know, being bug type defensively. But no, never mind. It's all the benefits, and you change out of it using Judgment. Because that's how Judgment should work from now on. Hear that, Pokemon team? Fix it. Company. Lore-wise, it's a 10. It's got a game. It's got its own game. And I'm sorry, but that walk up to Spear Pillar, both in that game, but also in the original. Even Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, the one downside about it is the fact that I hate how the stairs look in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. But I hate how the stairs look in that game normally. I hate how they're not... Why couldn't you just program stairs to look consistent rather than having that weird notch out of them? Like it looks like they're parts. This is a mythical staircase going up to meet God. It's like, oh no, we can only do that in chunks to replicate that rather than doing a full thing. I could do that with sprite work, and I'm crap at sprites, as Minion will attest to. Opinion, they're all 15, they're all Arceus, you know? It's some I don't think look as pretty, but, you know. And now shiny Arceus. Never mind, I'm not on. As a reminder, I'm sharing screen with Minion, and there's an image where someone's done a anthropomorphized Arceus slightly, and it's funny. Bum 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 ba da bum. Do 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 do. I mean, that one there's interesting, at least. I wouldn't say it's quite as good as Arceus, but there's something. There's a thought there. That's fun. But none of them are as good. I mean... Trouble is, loads of them look like they should be... If there was like some kind of like other Arceus type thing, it'd be fine. Like some mimicry trying to copy Arceus. Now I mentioned that just a sort of alien type null. Don't need a Y in there. Bum, bum, bum. Alright, type null. I understand it's the point of it, and it's supposed to look like chimeric. But it does look ugly. It is like a... And it's the point, so it's well done. But at the same time, aesthetically, it's not very aesthetically pleasing. It's a 3. Still better than Heat. Heat's more, though. My rage for Heat more renders me incapable of speech sometimes. I like aspects of it. I like how it kind of archy is. Crossbolt. Or the cross thing around its neck, but I just think it's ugly. And then Silver, I like its head, but its body just laid down. Bum bum ba da bum. The 5. I understand why they've done it, but I think it's just a bit ugly. And here's the thing. If they were based on actual Pokemon, like if they were clawed clearly from an actual Pokemon, or like the tail was from an actual Pokemon, I'd like it more. But they're not really. So, which is, I understand why they didn't do that, so it stands out more. And so it's not just, oh, it's just copy that Pokemon, but yeah. Bum bum. And Battle-wise, I remember being quite decent. Type Null, I think, was like, what, 6 or a 7? And then Silvally is like, what, 7 or 8? I can't remember. Bum bum. All right. Bum bum bum. Bum ba da ba da bum. Bum bum bum. Yeah, lore-wise, if I remember rightly, the one you have isn't Gladions, is it? Which makes me like it more, because if it was one like, oh, I really like you know, the Alolan legendaries. I'd say them. But at the same time, I do kind of wish they were it probably leave it open so you get, you know, the game, so like, you know. Yeah. I think 8. It's not got quite enough, but the Gladion's entire story is really cool. It's 9. Because it's that kind of emotional journey. You don't get Gladions, but I don't like how you don't get Gladions. I think sometimes it's the whole thing with the Nebby storyline. I do. Hang on, I just realised something. I never actually typed in Cosmoem and the others. Sluggo and Lunala, I've got in rated, but I didn't have them on here. Yeah, so I realised I'd actually typed in. Yeah. 550's over halfway. Yeah, so Silvally, type. Opinion for type null. It's probably like an 8. Silvally. What changed between type? Feathers. If I like I think it's a 9. I like it more than Type Null, because it's not got the ugly box on its head, but I like also when people decide to do an image bright orange background. It's the contrast ruins everything. Alright, I think I like the dark one. That's a 6. Tell you what, actually, the dark dragon fighting ghost ground at all actually a 7. That was dark dragon fighting ghost and ground 7. I think for the rest are just all 6. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So I like every other form of Silver Ally more than the base, aesthetically. And then the rest, battle-wise, you got to actually change. Is it moved? You change it wise, or is it? I can't remember. Yeah, all 8 then. You know, changes type, so it doesn't matter what type it is for battle-wise. Oh, held item. I don't know. Well, it's all 8. Do you know why? Because I change it depending on what fight I need to fight with. So I know some will objectively be better, because of typing stuff, but I will just change it. So law's all 9 as well. And then the opinion on it is all 9 as well. It's just, you know, it's the same Pokemon. It's not like something where it's like Ogerpon, where it's like, no, it's different enough. It's just aesthetic differences with no actual personality changes visible. I know that's not the case with Ogerpon, but you know what I mean. While we're here, let's do Mewtwo. Let's just get some legendary. Mewtwo's design is like a 7. X is a 4. And Y is a 10. Battle-wise, I say Kalos, not that. Psychic fighting, it's fine, but I just think normal Mewtwo, I don't know how good it still is. I don't think it's as good as it was, being just the best Pokemon ever. It had to have your squad or you'd lose. At the point that the Dark type was introduced to nerf Mewtwo. The Psychic was broken in the original games, and Mewtwo is a perfect example of that. You ain't the ultimate Pokemon anymore, Sonny. Bada-bum. Exactly. Unless you brought a really good bug type to the game. Unless you basically... No, listen here. Unless the Mewtwo player was really unlucky and they swapped into Mewtwo and you hit it with like something that messed with its accuracy. So if you did that and then you had a Scyther that used Leech Life again and again and again, which doesn't learn Leech Life. But I mean, yeah, You would need like a Butterfree or... Then he with poison gets wrecked. Bum bum ba da bum. Yeah. Psychic Witch broken. And then they added Dark type in Gen 2. Unfortunately, what's the only decent Dark type in Gen 2? Sneasel's good because of its speed. Its stats aren't... It's min-maxed to hell, so if he gets one shot, he's down. Umbreon is fine, but the difference is, Umbreon, you got to remember, Umbreon didn't start out its life as a Dark-type Pokemon. It was originally a Poison-type and was pivoted to being a Dark-type. So, the thing with Sneasel is, unless you can hit first, you are down. So basically, Tyranitar. But Tyranitar was another one, a case where, like Mewtwo, it was that broken in Gen 2 competitive of fighting when you fight other people, that it was like, okay, you just need to have something to counter Tyranitar on your squad. And then you bring a fighting type for that. The only use of Mega Mewtwo X is to try and counter Tyranitar. Bum bum bum. Bum. Yeah, exactly. Because I realised Mewtwo was still broken. Okay. So, battle-wise, I think Mewtwo's like a 7. Mega, I think... Mega Y might become an... Is it an 8 or a 9? It might be a 9. I don't know if it's a 10. Don't know if it's a 10. I've not used it enough. I need to get to the end of... I think X I'm playing? Or Y? I'm playing X and or Y. But whichever one I'm playing, I'm at a certain point where I need to get back to playing it. I've just not played it in a while. I felt that itch. Yeah, so Mega Mewtwo X, my instinct says 8. Being fighting type, just no. No one uses fighting type Pokemon because they want to use them. They use them because they have to, because it's counter a Pokemon, which it's necessary for. It's not because they want to, it's to fill a gap in a squad. That doesn't mean it's good in battle, it means it's necessary. No one wants to use it, people have to. So what is it, 8? Because it's got good stats, but no one wants to use it. Lore-wise, I mean, you don't have an entire thing to dedicate. You have areas, I think it can't be higher than 8. Because they don't have enough of their own... It might have stuff in anime and other things, but you never get enough of Mewtwo. It's just... I think Mewtwo's used rather well, actually, in the fact that it doesn't try and pile on too much lore stuff and too much... Oh, this is in the world, this is this. It's like, no, it's created here, and now it's just elsewhere. Opinion-wise, Mewtwo, I'd say it's about... Mewtwo's about a 9. Mega Mewtwo Y might be like a 7. It's a 5, actually. I just don't like how it looks. And then Y, 15. I really like how it looks. It looks perfected. Is there any Megas not rated? No, there's not. I don't think there is. Have I rated all the Megas? I think I have done. Yep, I have. Bum bum bum. I mean, we got like 10 minutes, minion. 10 minutes to wrap it up. I mean, it has been a 3.5 hour stream. Alright, so what's next? What are we wrapping up? I don't think I can go through a starter marathon right now. I think 10 minutes isn't enough for my opinions on starters. I remember more Gen 1 Pokemon. So I mean, like, how much Gen 1 Pokemon? Right, let's do Legendary Birds. Legendary Birds. Moltres. Zapdos. Articuno. And then I'll do Leader and Ho-Oh as well. weapon art. Right, okay. Aesthetically, the original ones. Articuno is an 8. It's good, but I think it's just held back by just being a bit plain in some areas. I think the wings are a bit too plain. I think the wings are a bit too plain. I think its tail is also. It just needed something like some bit like frosting in its tail. Some more detail. Zapdos, I think it's a 7. Pretty solid, but it's just a bit too spiky. Moltres, it used to be my favourite, but I think it's a 6. I think it still does look pretty good. Not as good. Galarian wise, I think, to be honest, both. I think Galarian Moltres is the best looking of them. It looks a bit silly. It's kind of, but it looks dangerous. I think. I think Galarian Moltres and Articuno are 10s. And Galarian Zapdos. No, it's a 10 as well. They're all 10. Aesthetically, all the improvement. Battle-wise, I don't know. Lore-wise, what did I put for those ones? Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so lore-wise for the Kanto ones, I think they're all 7. Because they have areas dedicated to them, but they're just there. There's nothing else to them in those games, they just have areas. It's one step up from being just given an event, but they may as well be, because you walk in someplace, you catch them and that's it. And then in other games, what else do they do? Nothing. They might be roaming, or you get ones from just in an area, but that's it. There's nothing else to them, unfortunately. The best thing about them is being able to see possibly Articuno through the glasses in, is it Fuchsia City? Exactly, and that's it. The lore-wise for the Galarian ones, don't you release them somewhere? Or do you... I can't remember what starts it, but like it feels like you cause them and then you have to go and stop them. It's the tree, isn't it? You do something with the tree and that summons them, basically. Bum 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 bum. I think it is their 8s. I like how they did the first proper regional forms for Legendary. I think they're just solid. Battle-wise, Articuno, I mean, they basically, the trouble is they're all 7s. Because they're all good, but like, the flying type hinders all of them. And I just wish that kind of like, I wish they would have abandoned the flying type for the ones in for the Galarian ones. I wish it would have been like, you know, dark fire, you know, fighting electric. We would actually have a fighting electric type like Zeraora should have been. Psychic ice rather than just, you know, flying. Things can fly without the flying type, you know. Is it worth it? Is it? Alright. Opinion-wise. Okay. I think the trouble with Galarian ones is all of them you encounter in the world, and they're quite good. So my opinion on those is about... My opinion on those is a 10. It's not any more than that because you just get them. Like that. Zapdos is probably a 10 as well. Because it's how memorable it is in me. Because while I think they are just a 7 in the games because the area. Because you just go in the area, there's nothing there. But they're all option. The fact that Articuno is the one that's the least optional. Like Zapdos, you don't need to go anywhere near there. The fact that you have to go back to get... Don't you need to backtrack to get Zapdos? Whereas the others, you don't have to. Because you need to have Surf, so you need to head back there with Surf. Whereas Articuno, at least, on the route, and you just have to veer off into a different cave. Whereas Moltres, you've got to go down another route as well, so it's another diversion. But yeah, that stops the lore part of them. The fact that there are areas, but you have to kind of seek them out, which is fun, but also means that they're just in a cave. That cave isn't their cave. In fact, the one arguably the best lore in the original game is actually put Zapdos up to an 8. Because the others feels like they needed it. Oh, we'll put them in these areas like Mount. Like I prefer, for instance, Moltres in Johto games how it goes to the volcano. To what, Cinnabar Island, whereas in the original it's just in, you know, Victory Road. It's like, but why? Why is it in Victory Road? Well, we need a place to put it, and there's no volcanoes or anywhere else to put it, or fire base, so we'll just put it there. Whereas Articuno as well, it's just like, well, is this a cold area, so we'll put Articuno here. Whereas Zapdos, it feels like that entire area is for Zapdos. Opinion-wise in the original ones, it's probably 10 as well. They're very memorable, but like, yeah, that's nostalgia speaking, to be honest. Alright. Oh, okay, Lugia Ho-Oh. Lugia. Sorry, someone. Up. Lugia, I quite like Lugia. I know it's created for the anime, and it's the first Pokemon basically not created by the Pokemon Company. I like its wing hands. I know some people don't, but I like it. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's supposed to be a bird necessarily. I think that's the thing. It's kind of like it's a sea monster. If you're trying to think of it as a bird, it's going to look weird because it's not a bird really. Like I say, it's a sea monster. It's more in line with the dragon, but like a more of an eastern dragon than a western dragon. In a way. In terms of lore, it's like an eastern dragon, but in appearance, it's kind of like a weird western dragon. But I do really like it. I'd say aesthetically, it's like it's either an 8 or a 9. I think an 8. No, 9. Put it up to 9. Bum, 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 bum. Battle-wise, I mean, I don't know if it's still as good as it was, but it was like really good. But I think maybe like I think it's a 7. It was an 8, but I think it's not as good as it was. Aeroblast also just isn't as good of a move. I think it should be buffed. More legendaries should have like. But notice the word that you said there was decent. I'm not saying it's not good, but I'm saying it's not as good as it could be. Lore-wise, I mean, it does have an entire game. I'll come back to lore. Yeah. Alright, Ho-Oh. Bum 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 bum. Ba ba bum. I really like Ho-Oh, but there is one problem with it, and it's that I saw someone's idea for a Paradox Pokemon version of Ho-Oh, and I like that more than Ho-Oh. That's not indictment of Ho-Oh. I really like Ho-Oh's design, but that was just. I think it's a 9 as well. To be fair, Ho-Oh. It's not quite a 10 for me. But that's more like I don't know what I could do to improve it to make it a 10. But it's not a 10, I know that. Same with Lugia, to be fair. I think they just... They're at the peak of their design, but unfortunately it just could not be perfect for me. Well, no, and the Ho-Oh one could be by making it a kind of raptor. Dinosaur. Battle Ho-Oh is an 8. Lore-wise. Now, Ho-Oh is a 9. Lugia is an 8. Because Lugia still has a game dedicated to it, but it just kind of veer off in the middle. Yes, it has a lot of lore around that, but the fact of the game quite clearly was it was decided to split the Legendaries versions after the fact when Lugia was added in to match the anime. Oh, thank you, Olia Cox. Thank you for the follow. I always forget I've actually had that enabled, that Twitch sound, and then it surprised me every single time. Yeah, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Just to be wrapping up, unfortunately. Right, opinion, Lugia. Bit tricky, both 15. Hello, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. By any chance, Minion, I know what you like. Is there another Lugia farm on this list by any chance? My hint was the fact that you said the Petra farm. Alright. Ooh. I'm not doing bad. It's fine, but then that one as when someone's done it like as a pseudo Bukamori kind of art. I think it might actually be a 10. I don't know any of its moves. Is it basically just the same as Lugia? Make it a 7. Lore-wise, 9. Yeah, I'm not doing bad. How about you? Opinion. I've got to give it a 13. I can't give it higher than Lugia because I know it exists. That's unfortunately gonna have to be it. Yeah, because that's been 3 hours, 3.5 hours of speaking non-stop, basically. Yeah, so sorry to dip out now, especially when you've just arrived. But yes, that's more. I'll bet pause. That's, you know, I'm over halfway now at least. Yeah. So, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it for even as little as some of you have seen it for. If you enjoyed it, you know, please like and subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, please give it a follow. If you're watching archived, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know how I'm wrong and how your favourite Pokemon is actually should deserve what rank it actually deserves. Although if it is Heatmore, I will actually argue with you in the comments about it and tell you if you're wrong, because you are. Yeah, so thanks for watching, everyone. There'll be more ranking next week, because it's not yet finished. Along with more Mario Odyssey and Legend of Zelda Challenge Bingo in Master Mode. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care, and goodbye.